Hey everybody, this is Devin with our Homeschool House Calls, and we're doing our 14 days of curriculum. No, hit the wrong button. You know me. There we go. 14 days of curriculum. We have talked about preschool, kindergarten, and first grade. Today we're going to talk about my second grade curriculum picks and the things that I want you to remember. Let's see what's we got going on first. Lacey's second grade this year. I have a second grader, so obviously I have an opinion, right? So remember again, less is more with littles. I still consider this age is still little. I know it's really easy to think that, like, especially if it's your firstborn, that they're so big, but really they're not. Deep breath. At this point, you've probably finished phonics, or either you're getting ready to finish phonics. But if you were beginning phonics, that's okay. You're okay. If you finished phonics, you're working on fluency. Less is more, because until they're fluent, you're reading for them. So I usually, like, if I do anything extra, I like to find where the textbook is on tape, or, well, at this point, when I was, my first set, it was on CD, and now it would be on like MP3 audio. So I try to find things I can throw in the car when we're going down the road and doing the fun things. Please don't do so much school that you're missing the fun things. This age needs the fun. They're in that age of everything's exciting and wonderful. Less is more. So for this age, really at this point, if you're still doing just math and phonics, you're only doing about an hour. If you're adding in some extra, I would do no more than 2 hours a day of actual sitting down learning. Really, an hour is all you need. With Lacey, I still do math and language arts is our main thing we do every day. And then I'm adding a little bit of science and a little bit of history, but more for the fun edge. I want to start a love of learning. I'm not worrying about the facts that she remembers. I'm working on creating a love of learning. Our co-op has a history enrichment class, and she'll do that this fall so that they'll do fun things. But again, I'm not worrying about her memorizing any facts for science or history. I just want to create a love of learning. We're also still working on, in fact, I will make a separate video on the end, I call it directed independence boxes, where she's doing things herself, but I'm directing her on being independent. Um, that's part of being, a mom of five. So again, World Book typical course of study. Let me pull that up for y'all. They have a second grade level where you can go through all the things and see what they should be covering for that year. Some people have taken this and they can, they just pull their own stuff to make a curriculum. You don't have to do that. Remember to narrow your overwhelm with all the curriculum. Ask yourself two questions. Do you want faith-based or secular? Online, there is some stuff out there, but I still don't recommend that yet. My picks, if you want secular, look at Wild Learning and Blossom and Root. Both of them are very Charlotte Mason based, it seems to me. I have not used them. I'm not secular, but I do have my eye on them because I think it's really great that we are expanding curriculum. I love to use curriculum by homeschoolers. If you want faith-based, MasterBooks has a good program. I have not used that one yet. Lacey will use the Good and Beautiful for math and language arts. Language arts I'm very familiar with. We use that with my older girls all the way up through 8th grade. I have not used their math before. I'm trying their math. If you look on the YouTube channel, in fact, I'll try to add a card somewhere so that you can find it. I have a video on how to do the Good and Beautiful on the tablet so that you can use them, because their downloads from 8th grade below is free. And but I would not want to print them because they're so ink rich and they're beautiful, beautiful. But even if you buy the curriculum, it's not overly expensive. Another one that I like for this age, before 5 in a row is for younger, and then they have 5 in a row. So you could kind of look at both of those and see which one works best. I think it's called level one. Very old school unit study. Everything coordinates. Easy peasy is free if your budget is limited. Easy peasy are the downloads from the Good and Beautiful are free. Very both of them are easy to use and have second grade. One is online, one will be offline. Um, Lots of great learning apps. I do not recommend using learning apps as their main source of learning, because if there's any issue with dyslexia or math learning disabilities or anything like that, you will miss them if they're online, and kids learn really quick how to hide things when they don't know stuff. So I'm not that is just not something that I suggest yet. If you're overwhelmed, like you're a working mom like me, um, less is more. You're still not in high school unless you live in a state. Always review your state laws. If you're living in a state that has subject requirements, that would change a little bit. Always um, lessen your overwhelm. If you live in a state that you have to have subjects set up, do the math and the phonics or language arts in person. Put the rest of them online. I'm less likely to worry over history or science or um, anything like that online. There are a lot of great companies you can do them for free, but I like for the math because I don't want to miss any language or math disabilities that may be going on or problems, when it's easier to correct them when they're little than waiting until finding out in middle school that there's something. And yes, I was the kid that they missed some stuff to. In fact, they didn't know I needed glasses until like fourth grade. And that caused a lot of issues that I wouldn't have had. So I'm like, that is my thing. I don't want to miss any issues. So that is my suggestion, is to hold off, use the online stuff as reinforcements. There are some great ones out there. I've already got videos on the channel that you can go to, like outsourcing education and stuff like that. But I would do your main stuff in person, an hour in the morning, put it in your schedule. It doesn't take long, even though I know when you're working, you feel like this, like you've got to get on to the next thing, but don't. Relax. It's worth being with the littles. But anyway, those are my suggestions. If you're secular, while learning, Blossom and Root are two to look at. There's probably more, but those are two that I'm kind of impressed with right now. If you're faith-based, Easy Peasy is free. Easy Peasy can actually, if you're not strict with your being secular, you could probably use it because most of her online stuff is secular that she has with her links and stuff. She's Christian, but most of the resources that she used may or may not be secular. You can look at that deeper. Another one is, what is that one? The Good and Beautiful, faith-based, download, not online. Then this one, my mind went blank. I do that sometimes, but that is my that's my suggestion. I will post links in the top. I will try to post links and the thing so you can go back and find the names, because somebody will always ask me because I didn't make a card to put up and to tell you what I was thinking. But I hope this helps. Lacey is second grade, so I've got a vested interest in this age and this grade, and we will have third grade tomorrow. Bye.